Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait.
It was very casual. We were just kind of walking off the field, and he was like, "So what you gonna do?" I said, "I'm gonna come back next year." He was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm excited. Let's go to Atlanta." And I was like, "Yes, sir. Let's make it happen."
To you?
Yeah, I didn't sign any mustard bottles or golf balls. Maybe wish I had a golf ball that night. You know what I mean? But I'm only kidding. All right.
There out on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I got my wingmen with me. Why my wingmen? I got my wingmen with me. You see, I don't know what Dauber's even doing. Dauber doesn't even respond to text messages. JP's too busy, so I put up the bat signal. I got Moose with me. What's up, Moose?
What's up, everybody? I'm happy to be the backup second string team tonight. So looking forward to it.
You guys calling yourself
team.
The B team. No, but see, that's not true. You can call yourselves the B team, but the reality is Dauber, JP, Snake, Indy Kid, they're all guys that I knew way before the Talkin' VAWLS Network. You see, you guys earned a spot on the starting team. Also, Xavier, similar deal, man. Fan call-in show, and here you are. What's up?
What's good? What's good? I say, what's up, everybody? But I say, I'm excited. Let's get into, like saying, this fall practice. Let's get into it. I
was sitting here today, and, I'm going to go live tomorrow for the NCAA stream. I'm like, oh, we can talk about it then. And then the more I said, there's something about it, guys. Spring practice is fun because, you've had your bowl games, you had a couple of months off, but it kind of comes quick. It's like, man, the season just ended. Now we're right back into spring. But it's like that long summer when fall camp gets here, Moose. It's go time. It's football time in Tennessee.
Oh, that's exactly right. And, it's like Coach Heupel was saying in the press conference. I think he said, what is it? We got a month from today. We got opening kickoff Thursday night. So it's here. Fall's here.
It is time. Let's run down the chat. Let's see who's hanging out. See, Caleb Gordon's being funny. Caleb Gordon in the chat saying, no, you got no sound. But, we got it fixed. Poor Xavier. I made him feel like it was all his fault. It was all my fault. Something I did drop this in the chat. Dakota gave me an idea. He's like, Boogie, you can drop the link so people can join the channel. If they've got an iPhone, Apple product, whatever, they just click that link. It is pinned. It will be pinned at the top of the live chat all night long. So if you want to become a member of this channel, and then maybe one day you will be the next Xavier or the next Moose, and you'll be right here hanging out on the Talkin' VAWLS Network. There's how you can join, as little as 99 cents a month or as much as $10. Whatever you want to give, we would greatly appreciate it. Nick Williams is in the house. What's up, Nick? Danny Pritchard is here. Says, can't wait. Billy Napier. It's good to see Coach Napier in the chat as well. John Hill, he's got this new gimmick. He drops in early and he drops a super chat, but it's always a random dollar amount. $21 super chat, very generous. I appreciate it, and I will say that's for Heath Schuler. That's for Heath Schuler. He says, one day closer to game day. Cannot wait. Let's go, Big Orange. Oh, yeah. I also hate Georgia. Clifton Flynn is in the house. What up, Clifton? Tristan Malone is here. Short Fuse is in the house. What's up, Short Fuse? Southern Life is begging for those likes. Well, I don't think we're going to hit 1,000 likes. We've only got 129 people watching. Only 129 people. What you guys can do, share out the link. Let somebody know. You know, when we do these impromptu streams on short notice, you guys don't even know about it. You just find out about it later. Hit the share button. Blast it out on Twitter. Cody Branch is in the house. Owen Stallcup for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Been watching you guys for 2 years. Just got home from football. Go Tennessee High Vikings. Ready to watch some great Vol content. Appreciate the super chat, Owen. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about spring practice. I told you guys right before we went live, I've got some bullet points, and this comes from straight from VolQuest, practice observations from Eric Kane, and it kind of just launches us into some talking points for spring practice or fall practice as we get going here, just a month away from kickoff. First thing worth noting: who's banged up, who's beat up. Christian Charles, Jalen Wright, both in red no contact jerseys today. Christian Charles did go through drills, but then Jalen Wright kind of got pulled off to the side and did some work with the trainer. Moose, that's a big topic. That's a big topic the last week or so. You know, Leith Whitehead now out. We got 4 scholarship running backs. Now Jalen Wright beat up going into fall camp. What are your thoughts on the running back position? The rumor is that Lyn-J Dixon, the kid from Clemson that went to West Virginia, never played, is going to be at practice Wednesday. He's a part of this football team.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought is do whatever you can to keep Jalen Wright healthy. I mean, you know, if you got to take it easy these first couple days, you know, whatever, but we need all the help we can get. As far as, we have, I guess we're down, 3 backs from last year. We lost Tylen Evans to the portal. We lost D. Beckwith to the portal, and now Whitehead. So, I mean, we're definitely down on depth. We're going to need those freshmen to come along soon. As far as Lyn-J Dixon, I'm not so sure. I mean, it seems like why is he leaving West Virginia so quick? Mm-hmm. Seems like there could be some off the field issues there, maybe. But I mean, it's certainly worth a conversation. You're talking about a guy that averaged 6 yards a carry at Clemson. I mean, could this be like a Brew McCoy situation where, yeah, who knows? I don't know. I trust the coaching staff on that one, but we need some help in that running back room for sure.
It's interesting because, you know, you got Wayne there, Wayne Starnes in the chat saying Dixon is a huge pickup for this football team. That's quality depth. It seems like, Xavier, that people are it's like polar opposites. There's nobody that's kind of in the middle saying maybe this will work out. You know, he'll add some depth. We'll see how it plays out. It's either people think he's going to come in and push Jabari Small for that starting spot, or he's going to come in and never take a snap unless somebody goes down hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, just hopefully that it will motivate him and stuff. Like I know you said earlier in your other video, is it a locker room issue with him? You know, is that the reason why that he's also transferring, you know, from West Virginia? And like I said, you don't want to break up that locker room chemistry at all. So, but like I said, it could be a good thing for him to, you know, to push Jabari Small to be like, you know, be more competitive. But he is a big pickup for our running back room, though, because, I was a little worried with Whitehead being out.
I like his tape. Watching Moose, you kind of mentioned it, talking about at Clemson, his freshman year he averaged almost 9 yards a carry, and that's you know, maybe it's in some mop up duty or something. I don't sit here and pretend that I follow Clemson that closely, but his freshman sophomore years, had some big numbers. He was a 4-star prospect, kid with a lot of hype, and then just kind of maybe got buried a little on the depth chart. But go ahead, Moose.
Yeah, no, and I was going to say, I don't know what the situation in West Virginia is either, because, you know, Justin Williams-Thomas was originally committed there, and then he came to Tennessee. And then which one of the D linemen who left, was it Middleton that went there, and now he's trying to transfer back out? I don't know if –
He's been all over the place. He actually said he was going into the NFL draft, and that – obviously, he didn't get drafted. Yeah. That poor kid, it's been a rough story.
I guess I just bring that up. I don't know what kind of situation they got up there in West Virginia. Maybe the problem was with the culture or the coaching staff or something. I don't know anything about it. I'm just noticing that people are seeming to run away from that program.
Go ahead, Xavier.
Oh, I was just making a joke earlier. I said, sounds like Buck. He just didn't get drafted.
Yeah,
I'm just joking, Buck. You know I love you, buddy. You know I love
that's a burn.
Buddy.
That's a burn for the Tuesday night crew. Just like Buck, just didn't get drafted. Right back to the workforce. Put that degree to good work. Everybody talks about Justin Williams-Thomas. I'm excited about him. I've said it over and over and over, kind of over the last few days. I'm excited about him and Dylan Sampson both. But how much pressure is it, Xavier, to know that you got 4 scholarship running backs, and 2 of those guys are true freshmen? And Alex Golish kind of touched on it yesterday in the press conference and said, these guys got to be able to protect the quarterback. That's the problem. We can put Justin Williams-Thomas in the game and say, off tackle right, go get him, hit the hole, let's go. But when it comes to protecting the quarterback, and if you've got to have, an every down guy versus just situational, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, put him in and go.
Oh yeah, it is very crucial. We got to have backs that can protect the quarterback. Because if you don't, then he like he said, earlier in his interview, that it can cost you ball games. Like let's say if we do go into that Florida game and he can't protect Hendon Hooker and stuff like that, then it's going to be one ugly ball game for us.
Yeah, more notes from practice. Quarterbacks is exactly as expected. Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, Taven Jackson in that order. Taven Jackson looks good, man. Though I'm it's an ongoing conversation when we talk about Nico and Taven Jackson. I love Taven Jackson, but it's always, what have you done for me lately, right? Who's the new toy we get to play with? And that's Nico right now. People quickly forgot about Taven Jackson. But, again, no real surprises on the quarterback situation. If you guys want to talk about it, we can. A lot of people talking about Joe Milton's interview. Joe Milton banged up last year. It drives me nuts when people hate on Joe Milton. And I think a lot of that hate comes from me being so over the top, telling people Joe Milton's going to start, and they didn't like to hear that. And I feel like that kid gets hate. What a great teammate. Like, everything you hear, like when they ask him about Hendon Hooker, he's like, that's my brother, man. Like, I'm pulling for Hendon to succeed. And I think Joe Milton is just a great guy, great teammate. And I hope he gets an opportunity next year. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was just that Ole Miss game, man. I mean, I know, I wish we can all have it back, but if it was just that Ole Miss game is what we all kind of just turned on him. But like I said, I've never lost faith in him. I mean, honestly, I still don't. Like, I like his frame, his athleticism. I like everything about him. So, like I said, I mean, now I hope we all know that Hendon Hooker is going to be, QB1. But like I said, knocking on some wood, if he gets hurt, then it's going to have to go back to Joe Milton. So, so we really can't give up on him yet. So,
Volunteer fan in the chat says Joe's going to be gone in 23. You're crazy. Joe's going to be right in the middle of a quarterback competition. Moose, what do you think about that quarterback room? It kind of, we know what it is this year, but like Xavier said, we're an injury away. Like, do you have that confidence in Joe Milton?
Yeah, I do. I think he's got a lot of the ability that you want in the quarterback. I mean, really, his glaring weakness is that he overthrows everybody. I mean, how many wide receivers were running free and he threw it 30 yards over their head? But, I mean, if he's getting as good as they're saying he is this offseason, and he's got a great attitude. I mean, that interview, I feel like the media kept trying to bait him, to say something bad about Hooker or bad about the situation of him not playing. And he was basically like, look, I'm having fun. Like, we push each other. Hendon's a good friend of mine, and he even said other position groups were looking at their friendly competition, and trying to use that as a model. So I mean, what more could you want of a backup quarterback? Now, if Hendon goes down, do you trust Milton with the ball? I mean, yeah. I mean, he drove against Ole Miss that last play. I mean, that's on him. I mean, he blew that last play, but everything else, I mean, he was making good throws. So, is it him? Do you put in Taven? I don't know. I'll leave that up for Coach Heupel, but I mean, it's a 3-horse race next year for the quarterback spot. I don't think there's any question about that.
Spoiler alert, I'm going to come in hot dropping those Joe Milton videos. People are going to be so mad. Subscribers are going to go up, but they're going to be so mad. They're going to hate me. Oh, my gosh, it was so much fun.
Maybe we can go get Harrison Bailey in the transfer portal.
Yeah, and then I'll just make those videos every single day. Man, they did not like me. They did not like me last year. But another big, competition battle, position battle is going to be on the offensive line. You're returning 4 or 5 starting offensive linemen, but it's an offensive line that struggled at times, especially protecting the quarterback. Like if you didn't have a mobile guy like Hendon Hooker or even Joe Milton when he was in there, Joe's not as mobile as Hendon. I think Joe Milton was pretty good in the designed run plays, doesn't have that elusiveness, and obviously he kind of shied away from contact a little bit. But the bottom line is that this offensive line has to be better. But, when you talk about, it's kind of like the safety position, right? You're returning both guys, both veteran guys at the safety position. You're returning 4 offensive linemen. You have to progress. You have to get better. That's what the point of being an upperclassman is. You've been there. You've done that. You've got the experience. And Trayvon Flowers is a guy that's getting a lot of work. Does he actually progress, take that next step? And it's the same for this offensive line. You're returning Jerome Carvin, Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins, Darnell Wright. It looks like today J.J. Crawford got the first string reps at left tackle. Gerald Mincy took the second string snaps at left tackle. That's going to be one to follow to see who ends up winning that battle. I wouldn't be surprised to see Crawford. You guys have any comments, Xavier, on that offensive line? What you think?
Well, and to add on to what you said about experience and getting better, look at Dixon. You know what I'm saying, the running back that we're getting ready to get started coming to practice. For him being at Clemson, and you know what I'm saying, he's been in that competitive race with Clemson, going to the championships and stuff like that. That you never know, that might benefit us. And then, like what you said earlier, maybe that's another way for him to boost Jabari Small to be like, hey, look, I've been here. I've been at the highest competitive level, And like I said, I don't know like what his issue is as far as like locker room relationships and stuff like that. But like you said, I mean, experience is really key, And I feel like him coming to this team, it might help us out, especially for a guy coming from Clemson.
Yeah, for sure. I think the O-line may have the most security of any position group as far as who's going to be the starters, other than, I guess, quarterback and maybe linebacker. We know who those are going to be. But a lot of the other positions are really up in the air. O-line really isn't, other than that one tackle spot. I think, and you returned some good players too. I know the O-line struggled last year as a whole, but I mean, you think about guys like Jerome Carvin. I saw that stat where he had it was like 999 consecutive snaps without giving up a sack. Did y'all see that same stat somewhere?
No,
too?
That's crazy.
I can't remember where I saw it on Instagram or something. But I mean, Cooper Mays, so.
Cooper put on some good weight too. Cooper put on some good weight this offseason, which is big.
Yeah. And then his brother Cade. So like I said, his brother Cade was a trooper, man. I love Cade. He was a trooper.
Yeah.
I wish he would have come back. I think Cade could have made a little extra money, but I never fault the kid. Like I think he was playing the game of what am I going to make, what am I worth, and what am I going to get NIL wise, and he was going to make more. Yeah. I never fault the kid in that situation.
Yeah, no, for sure. And maybe he's doing more good for the program by going to the NFL because you can tell recruits, hey, look, we sent so many guys to the NFL on all these different positions. You had Valus Jones and you had Matthew Butler, but we had Cade Mays on the O-line, so it could be a recruiting edge, I guess. I don't know. I think we'll be okay on the O-line. That position group doesn't really worry me that much. I'm kind of excited to see how some of the newcomers are. Does Mincy get reps? Does Addison Nichols get any reps? So we'll see.
It's always tough for those freshmen, offensive line, and like a wide receiver. I think is a guy that you can. It's kind of like running back. Like I could see Justin Williams-Thomas. Like I said, 3rd and 1, put him in straight up the middle. Just here's the hole. You know where to go. Get the ball. Get the yard. And it's kind of like I said in a video, like talking about Jalen Hyatt, and even though it was Jeremy Pruitt, God bless America, but to praise anything he did, but he utilized Jalen Hyatt as a freshman. He put him in and said, go deep. I'll hit you. That type of deal. And will this coaching staff do that with Squirrel White? Today in practice, there was a lot of talk that Squirrel White absolutely torched some young DBs because he's just got that speed that you can't teach. Somebody in the chat said just a second ago that the battle for the number 2 wide receiver position is going to be interesting. And I agree. And this is something we've all been so excited about Brew McCoy. I am too. But I also said there's some question marks there. We don't know what he's going to look like physically. Is he in shape? And your ones today were Cedric Tillman, and on the outside, opposite side, Ramel Keaton, Jalen Hyatt in the slot. And then it gets interesting. Your group of 2s, Jimmy Holiday, Walker Merrill, and Jimmy Callaway was in the slot. And Brew McCoy was working with the 3rd team, and a lot of people are saying that Brew McCoy needs to get in shape. He's got to get in football shape. And I get it. There's a difference. It's kind of like all these guys and like these top MMA fighters, UFC fighters. There's a difference between being in shape and going through 6 to 8 week training camp and being in fighting shape. That's 2 different things. But at the same time, if I'm Brew McCoy, I show up for fall camp ready to go. You've got to put the work in, and that's what people. Anytime we talked about Brew McCoy, was he putting that work in? And it concerns me. And yeah, it's a bunch of fat media guys like myself that are sitting out there with cell phones saying he needs to get in shape, and he's like, that dude's in way better shape than you've ever been in. But you call it like you see it, Xavier. Well, what do you think about Brew McCoy? Like the whole situation, the dude's played 1 year out of 3, some baggage, but a lot of athleticism.
I'm excited to see him. I really, really am. Coming, saying from the West Coast over here to the East Coast, brand new start for him. But yeah, now that you just mentioned that he was, working with the 3rd string guys, that does kind of concern me just a little bit because, if you're this top athlete that you was, a couple years ago, then like what you said earlier, Boogie, like, yeah, you got to come to fall camp ready to go because, you got to live up to your reputation. So, yeah, I'm excited to see him. If he can get on the field, I'm very excited to see him, but I'm also a little concerned now that you said he was working with the 3rd string team.
Let me play a little devil's advocate for Moose here because me and Xavier are in alignment here. It concerns me. But do some people look at it and go, oh, he's running with the 3rd string. I got to come up with a negative narrative, right? Why isn't he with the 1s? Why isn't he with the 2s? I got to form a negative narrative to throw out here to the media. What if this coaching staff is just saying, you don't just walk into my locker room and on my practice field day 1 and walk out there with the 1s. You're going to prove yourself and you're going to earn it, and that kind of motivates Brew McCoy to put in the work.
Yeah, it could be. And, who needs the extra kick in the pants more than Brew McCoy? He might be the one that needs the most discipline on this team and, extra reason to work. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure, but I'll say this. Seeing the clips of him in practice today, I thought he was a running back. The dude, I just didn't realize how big he was, just buff,
Yeah.
And so if we can find a way to get him on the field, certainly the guy's athleticism, speaks for itself. Just is his head in the right place? Like Jalen Hyatt last year, he had the athletic tools, but his head wasn't in the right spot. So, are we seeing something similar? Maybe, maybe not. I think it's too early to say, but yeah. And it'll be interesting to see who do y'all think gets more reps this season? You think it's Brew McCoy or you think it's Juwan Mitchell?
I don't know, but
similar situations.
Yeah, Juwan Mitchell, he's a dude that I had such high hopes for last year, right? It's like he's coming in, led Texas in tackles the year before, but then people are talking about, locker room cancer and all this stuff, but then to hear Coach Heupel talk, he was banged up, like from the get-go. Xavier, you got some serious static. I got you muted just for a second. He had some, he's beat up, he's banged up, and Heupel talked yesterday about him. It was best for him to just get the surgery, get healthy, and this coaching staff seems excited about Juwan Mitchell and Jeremy Banks running the middle. Like, they seem excited about him.
Can you hear me? Do I got static?
Your mic went way hot. Now I think you're good. Say something.
Am I good?
Give me it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So to add on to what you guys were saying, I think Mitchell. I really.
So You're good now. You're good now.
All right, yeah. But Mitchell, Mitchell's going to get more reps.
Then McCoy, you think?
Yeah, I think so because that Mitchell, I feel like is kind of the veteran on the team a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Brew McCoy just kind of not that he's like a scrub or anything like that, but he kind of just came over and like what Boog said earlier, like you got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that Mitchell,
Right.
he's ready to go.
Maybe so. And, this is all assuming Brew's going to be eligible. There's a chance he doesn't even play this year. So
Well, and that's what I saw. Somebody asked that in the chat about, is Brew going to get eligible? I think he's going to be eligible. Like, it seems like he's got some hurdles to clear, but Josh Heupel said he's going to practice as if he's eligible. And, I think it's going to be fine. Like I said, but then again, you never know, right? You never know because it's the NCAA. People in the chat talking about Hunter Osborne is getting ready to commit in about 4 minutes. I've got it pulled up. I'll keep an eye on it. If you guys want me to share it and show it, I will. He ain't coming to Tennessee. I'll just let you know. Like,
where is he projected to go? Where is he supposed to go?
Bama, isn't it Bama?
Bama.
I think. Yeah,
Bama.
yeah. He's going to Bama. Everybody's freaking out in the chat saying, "What happened to the audio?" I don't know. We were messing with settings and it went skyrocket hot mic, but we're good. Hey, look. For the fans, by the fans. Like, what do you think we are? Media? We're not media. What are you talking about? We're all sitting in our man caves, hanging out, talking Tennessee football. For the fans, by the fans. Let me hit this super chat. $5 from Tennessee King. Thank you for the super chat. It says time for the mighty VAWLS to hit the field. 1 month away. 1 month away. And based on with that super chat coming in, I want to let you guys know the leaderboard down below has been reset because it is August. It is a new month. You can see there John Hill leading the way for August with a $21 super chat and also leading the way for this live stream. And then as always, you got to give a shout out. You got to give a shout out to the top super chatter of all time. You can see it scrolling across the screen right now. James Moody dropped a $199.99 super chat. That ain't cheap.
I remember
that.
that.
Ain't cheap. He's done it twice is what's insane. It's like once isn't good enough. Let me go ahead and do it again, Boogie. But thank you, Tennessee King, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Let's see. Let's jump in. What was the next point? What I want to talk about? We'll stick with linebackers, Moose, since you brought up Juwan Mitchell. Interesting note today, Jeremy Banks and Aaron Beasley were running with the ones. But really, Moose, how much does that really matter? When you're talking about day one fall camp, and I don't know that the order of going up and running drills, I don't know that it really matters. There was a lot of chatter last year about quarterback reps, and it's like it was maybe a week into fall camp. Anybody that was inside, anybody that had that inside knowledge was saying Joe Milton's quarterback one. When the media's gone, it's Joe Milton's team. So take it for what it's worth when the media's there for a limited time. But Aaron Beasley was going with the ones today.
And I think we see that on the offensive side of the ball too. I don't think – I mean, maybe Ramel Keaton gets the start game one. I think it's possible, but I kind of doubt it. And so he got the starting nod today, but what does that mean? I mean, he's been in the program a long time. I think he's just kind of a default placeholder for now until they figure out if Brew's going to start there, if maybe one of the young guys come on. I doubt one of the young guys will start immediately, but I just have a hard time seeing it being Cedric Tillman, Ramel Keaton, 1-2 punch.
People keep saying they want Ramel Keaton to be that Cedric Tillman this year, and it's like
Me too.
He could have been that last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that. It was like that was your time. But on the flip side, we're hearing the opposite with Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, like you said earlier, didn't get it done last year. Recognized what he needed to do. Bayless Jones kind of was a mentor to him, and now we're hearing high praise. But this coaching staff and even Hendon Hooker, Xavier, have praised Ramel Keaton as well. So maybe he has done what he needs to do.
Yeah, maybe he's improved. It's like I said.
Maybe.
What matters the most is that, like saying, is that Cedric Tillman needs help. He has to have help because all the other teams and all these other defenses are going to. They are his number one target. They're going to target him. They're going to double. They're going to triple him. So you know what I'm saying. So no matter who it is, the biggest thing is that he needs help on the outside.
Especially if the run game isn't as good this year as it was last year. Just with our very thin running back room. I mean, you may have to rely more on those receivers. So we need some guys to step up.
Yeah. I hope Jabari Small getting healthy I would love to see him have that big-time breakout year. Like, I think he's a great kid. I think he has great work ethic. He was just beat up and banged up all year. And, he even still put up – I think he was the leading rusher. I may be wrong. I'm spitballing. I don't have it all in front of me. I think he led the team in rushing yards. But I just hope him being healthy going into camp. I hope he can stay healthy. But that's the biggest problem. It's the SEC. Running backs get beat up. But look at last year. We had Marcus Pierce, a walk-on, was out there getting – valuable in-game reps because that's how beat up the running back room was. Let's move over to the secondary. Secondary is very, very interesting for me because you just really don't know. Outside of Jalen McCullough and Trayvon Flowers, those are going to be your safeties. You kind of wonder what everybody else is going to look like. You added Wesley Walker. You added Andre Turrentine through the transfer portal, and the big word that gets thrown around with those guys is versatility, and that's what this coaching staff has talked a lot about is versatility. I think it was Tim Banks yesterday when he met with the media was saying, we don't want corners, we don't want safeties, we want defensive backs. We want guys that can play everywhere, and I think that's what you've got with Walker and Turrentine both. Today it looks like, obviously, again, McCullough and Trayvon Flowers were out there, but Andre Turrentine worked at the safety position along with Danico Slaughter. But then something that's very interesting, and it gets me excited because I love Brandon Turnage. He's a dude that I'm real high on. Warren Burrell, Brandon Turnage, Kamal Haddon were all out there at corner. Christian Charles didn't do any 11-on-11 stuff because he was in the no-contact jersey, but he's a guy that got a lot of work at corner throughout spring practice. And then you had Wesley Walker, and you also had Turrentine getting some reps at the star position. And it's good. I think as much as the secondary is a question mark, Xavier, I think they've got some good young talent. Again, Christian Charles, but then the two guys they added through the portal. I think they've got some good young talent. Where do they end up, and what does the secondary look like when we get to opening game?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a big difference within the secondary this year than what we did last year because last year, we was just nervous just every single game day. We was just like, oh, God, who's going to step up, But, it sounds like to me that, the secondary's doing really, really good. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it and see what they can do. But, of course, on defense, and I know we always talk about it, but I'm really, really concerned is that can this defense get the other team off on the third down? You have to do better by converting on third downs. I mean, you have to get the offense off the field.
Let me real quick. Do you guys want to watch the Hunter Osborne commitment? We can watch.
We can turn to it for a second. It's not going our way, but
yeah.
All right. The chat's asking. The chat's asking, so we'll.
Is it a video commitment or is it just?
I want to go. This is.
Yeah, it's a
I
video.
found my home, and I've been excited ever since, and I can't wait.
Well, the floor is yours to tell everybody else where your next
breaking news.
Okay.
Don't get excited.
Do a little feature quick. I'm sorry, y'all, if I get a little emotional. It means a lot. First off, I want to thank all of y'all for coming out here today. It's a Monday in the middle of August. Y'all could be at the beach, y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all chose to come here. So, thank you for that. It means a lot to me. I want to thank God for allowing me to have the opportunity to play college football at the national level. Being blessed with size, that's something that you can't teach, you can't give to somebody. So it's truly a blessing. I want to thank my mom and my three sisters and my dad. Like I said, my mom's been by my side this whole time. My dad, he's been through this process with me as well, growing up as a kid all the way now. He's seen me when I couldn't, strike a guy with my hands on defense. And then my sisters, I got one sister right here with my two nieces and my nephew. She's been one of my good friends. I talk to her about everything. I'm so close with her. My younger sister, she's up there. Hannah, we live together. I hope you do good in life. I'm going to have your back all the time. I got you when we make it. And then my other sister, Lauren, she's currently in South Carolina right now. But she's watching, and I want to say, Lauren, hey, I love you. Thank you, for everything you've done. I want to thank all my coaches, Coach Floyd, Coach Haraway, Coach Talkin. Thank y'all. Y'all
everybody says they know where he's going, and there's been 42 different answers in the chat.
With some confidence that made me want to work so hard because I wanted to be great. I wanted to show everyone that I could play at such a young age. I want to thank all my trainers, Kevin Swift, Kevin Brown, Terrence Swift. Those last year,
wow, I just said the wrong name.
It's like I ain't gonna say what they call them, but this training is not for everybody. And I know every time I go in there, I'm working my butt off. Coach Swift, we started working out maybe a year and a half ago. And my game, so much since we got together. I can't thank you more enough. Last grind, I mean, he was with me before any of it. I had nothing. I mean, I had some interest, but I didn't have a single offer. We worked together every single day to get to where we're at right now. I want to thank all my teachers and mentors growing up. I mean, I see some of my teachers in the stands right now. One of my kindergarten teacher, Miss Elledge. I mean, she's,
Austin, it's for the fans, by the fans. When people ask us to do something, we do it live on air. We call an audible. Omaha.
Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all didn't have to do this.
John says he's going to Ball State.
We're like boys. We're brothers.
Wayne says Georgia State.
We put together all of that. It's just, the people are trustable. All of y'all here, thank y'all. I've lived here my whole life. I've made so many friends, made so many memories. And, some parents here, y'all treat me like I'm your own son. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my family. I'm forever for meeting every single one of y'all. My friends, they all see me in the front right there.
Longest commitment ever, because we improv this.
Seriously, how many people is he thinking?
We've been friends ever since. We always have each other's back. To the kids, I have some kids that play in the park right now. I mean, I was in the same position as you when I was younger.
You guys asked for this. Blame the chat.
I've had days where I was like, I don't want to play football anymore.
Wood Duck says Maryville College.
I promise you, it gets better. I mean, it's hard. Dude, if you put your mind to it.
Like a baby reveal. See, this is worth it for the comments.
The counselors, administration of my school, thank you all. Y'all helped me so much in the classroom.
He's out of eligibility now.
For, helping set up this entire thing. Mr. Chad back there. Mr. Chad's back, in the microphone.
What's up, Next Shift? Good to see you in the chat, Randy.
This has been a long journey. Oh, I think for Aaron, he's here Coach Aaron's over here somewhere. I was 180 pounds as a freshman. I'm sitting here 270 pounds now. Without him, that would not be possible. We worked so hard, went on so many plans. I'm forever grateful for him.
What's up, Tennessee Junior? Good to see you in the chat, buddy.
It's a long process, a long, hard journey. All the schools that offered me, all 53, thank you. It was some long nights, some long days, but I know where home is.
Long commitment, too.
I'd like to announce for the next 3 to 4 years that I'll be committed to. Right?
Yeah, where we going? Where we going?
I should just stop sharing now. You guys asked for it. That's what you got. You get what you ask for around here. Yeah, he's been an Alabama lean for a long time. But let me say this: we got 280 people watching live. Somehow it didn't cut in half during that. I don't know why. The chat was having a blast during that. So you guys deserved that. You guys deserved it. But we got 280 people watching live. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Why in the world are you here if you're not subscribed? And also, hit that share button. Share out the link. Blast it on social media. Let somebody know we're live. We go live every single game, after the game, post-game show. We're going to do a midweek show every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I'm doing a fan call-in show every single Sunday at 7 p.m. For the members of the channel, if you want to be a member of the channel, hit that join button. It's at the top. I've got a pinned comment in the live chat. You just hit that link, whether you're on an Apple product, Android, if you're on your Commodore 64, you can join the channel. And here's the deal. This is like, I say for the fans, by the fans. It's like, oh, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. He just says that. He don't mean it. Xavier, how did you end up on this show?
By just entering the fan calling shows, just entering the fan calling shows, just communicating with you, being in the comment section, and like I said, and then also, subscribe and hit the join button, and look, it's just 99 cents a month. And then look, you get custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis, like saying access to fan calling shows. I mean, all this fun stuff. Like I said, it's legit. It's legit.
It's truly for the fans, by the fans. If you come on to a fan call-in show and you're good, and that's why Xavier's here, that's why Moose is here, because they came into a fan call-in show, and I'm like, guys, you're good. Like, you were meant to do this. Like, let's go. And Moose was like, I remember, Moose, I had not seen you since last fall. And you popped in, I think it was a Tuesday night stream, and everybody's making fun of me because I'm like, Moose is here. Like, I told my wife, I was like, I don't know who this Moose guy is because all I see is Moose. Like, I don't know his real name. I don't know where he's at on Twitter. I don't know where he's at on Facebook. I don't know how to get a hold of him, but he's great on air. And then you popped in Tuesday, and here you are. Same deal. Same story as Xavier, right?
Same story, yeah. Just watching the videos, leaving comments, hopping on when you had the chaotic fan call-in shows where you'd bring on like 9 fans at once, and yeah, all that stuff. So for sure.
That's what we're going to do this fall, man. Every single Sunday night. I'm committed to doing it every single week, 7 o'clock. We're going to get as many fans on here as we can to hang out. Alec Conklin becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support. It's like Xavier said, it's as little as 99 cents a month. If you want to give a little more, it's $10. Whatever you want to give. But any and all support, we appreciate it. We thank you guys. You guys make this channel what it is, and it continues to grow. And the porn bots are in the chat now. I'm sure one of our mods will take care of that. Let's get back to practice observations. Then we're going to jump into the Heupel presser today. Let's see. We talked about the defensive backs. Moose, you didn't really comment because we jumped over to Hunter Osborne. What are your thoughts on these defensive backs and the talent that they've added?
Yeah, I agree. I think Flowers and McCullough, I think, are not 100% sure, but pretty sure spots for 2 of the 5 DBs. I think Turnage is going to for sure get a spot. Listening to the way that Coach Banks was talking about him in the press conference, excuse me, seems like he's hard to keep off the field. I mean, the guy's awesome. So I think that's 3 of your 5. I think I could see Turnage at either the star or corners. If he's not the star, do you give it to somebody like Turrentine or Walker? If he is the star, does that, both corner spots are open? Do you look at Burrell, Haddon? So, I mean, I got the same questions as y'all. I think there's a lot of guys that can play there. I don't know if there's like a clear difference between first and second string there. I think we have a lot of guys that could play, which is good, for in case of injuries and stuff. I just don't know if we have like some tiers yet of these are the first string, these are the second string. It's just like we got a lot of guys that can play. So we'll see. I don't have any strong opinions about it. The secondary has to be better than they were last year. There's no question about it. And without Alontae Taylor and Theo Jackson, I mean, this room really needs to step it up. I mean, you look at a game like Kentucky, for example. Our offense won that game, and the defense just about lost it. Games like Pitt hanging 35 on you, or no, Pitt put up 42, 40 something, yeah, 40 something. And so that's just unacceptable. Now, it's not all the DB's fault. The linebackers need to do a better job of covering the short stuff. The slants and the little dink passes and stuff. So it's not all DBs, but certainly that is a position group that really needs to pick it up.
And you saying that it's not all DBs, that bleeds into what we talk about all the time, getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
If you got it, and we've all talked about BY, that's the guy that we keep kind of putting on blast. BY has to be better. Tyler Barron's got to be better.
Yep.
Tyler Barron, you've got to have a guy on both ends that get after the quarterback. We're gonna jump into Josh Heupel's press conference. Hear his comments today on the first practice. I do want to give a shout out to Zach C83. Appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. You got access to those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Show him what he's won. Everybody show him what he has won. Drop those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis in the chat. Have some fun with those. People are asking. They want an Xavier custom emoji. I may have to get on my stepbrother and say, you got to go to work. Here's a picture of the man. Now give me that custom Talkin VAWLS Xavier emoji. We may get that dial. If we get enough members in here. I'm on a membership drive, man. I want to hit a certain number of members. We get enough members in here, we'll get that Xavier Talkin VAWLS emoji going. Let's pull up the press conference today from Josh Heupel. We're about 42 minutes in. Planning to go like an hour, I don't know, hour and a half. If you guys have questions, you know where to put them. You know how to get your comments read on there. Drop them in the chat. We'll get what we can. But let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say. I never know what looks better. Do you guys that does not look better. That doesn't look better. That is what I'm going for.
Yeah,
I like better when we're on the left than the bottom. Yeah. The bottom, it's like blocks everything out. That gets on my nerves.
Right.
All right, here we go. Let's see. What's everybody in the chat saying? Joel says, Xavier don't get one till he beats me in NCAA. Are you in their dynasty now, Xavier?
I don't think so.
Oh, so he's just talking. He's just see, that's what he's doing. Joel just makes stuff up. Sammy P dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, mustard bottles, golf balls, all that good stuff. All right, let's jump into the press conference here today from Josh Heupel. We'll kind of pause it and do a little commentary in between his comments here. Here we go. If he says something and you want to cut it off and say something, just say, yo, pause it, Boogie, and we'll get into it. Here we go.
And then we will go into questions. We have one
great to get out on the field today. Ended up being a beautiful day. Weather held out. It was great for us to get outside. Really excited about being able to get out there. The challenge for us as players and coaches, don't make the same mistake twice. Continue to grow. I love the energy, enthusiasm. Day one, that's really easy. We got to continue to have that type of focus and energy every single day. Believe this group has the ability to do that. Our practice habits so much cleaner. Communication, efficiency, just moving around the practice field, really good. So looking forward to watching it this afternoon with the guys and our staff.
Questions? We'll start with Adam and go to Rob.
I always like to do this. I like to put people on the spot, especially this is really Moose's first actual Talkin' VAWLS stream. He's done the fan call-ins. This is actual first as a host on the show. So I'm going to put him on the spot. First, I want to say thank you.
Please.
Yeah, this is hazing. Thank you to Ethan Dalton for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate that, buddy. There is a comment pinned on the live chat at the very top. You can see it. There's a link there. If you've got an Apple phone, guess what? It's going to make it easy for you. Hit that link, and you can go join the channel as well. Everybody show Ethan what he's won. Give him those custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis in the chat. Moose, you're on the spot. Josh Heupel just gave his opening comments. It's practice number 1, year 2, Josh Heupel era. Moose, you're a member of the media. You raise your hand first, and you got a question. What's the first question you're asking Josh Heupel?
I would probably ask something boring like personnel, like who was injured today, who was limited reps. I guess we kind of already know that. I don't know how true, like take for example a guy like Christian Charles who was out there today, but how much was he playing? I'd probably ask something like that. But if I was to ask a little bit, a little bit of a spicier question, I might ask something like, man, I don't know. It's the first day. You don't want to ask too much, I guess. Maybe I'd say something like, what's the pace like out there? What is, our guys in shape? Our guys flying around to the ball? How does the offense look? How is the defense keeping up with the offense? We mentioned kind of with Brew McCoy potentially being out of shape. We got a lot of guys that haven't played in this offense or defense, some of the freshmen or the transfers and things like that. So, just what's that energy look like? How fast are people moving around? I'd probably ask something like that.
That's an interesting question because it's year 2. So, you come in year 1, spring practice year 1, and it's kind of like you're teaching these guys what to do. Then you go into the summer. Then you come into the fall, and you've got kids that are freshmen that didn't enroll till the summer, and everybody's trying to figure out what it looks like. But now you're going into year 2. You've had 2 full springs with these guys. You're going into your second fall camp. Xavier, these kids know where to be, what to do. The tempo, like Moose said, should be a little quicker. Like, get to where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was getting ready to actually comment on that too, because see, now if I was, in that press, I would ask him, like what we were just talking about, just so how is the offensive tempo going to be? Are you going to keep it the same? Is it going to get any faster? And how are you going to switch up your offense, knowing that the defense from last season knows the same offensive gimmick you're going to run? So how are you going to counteract that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Let me hit this real quick. Jared B. Crafty becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate that support. Keep blasting those custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis. You guys don't understand how important that is. It's like it's a guaranteed super chat every month. It's like, I'm going to give you guys $1 every month. Boogie, you drop a video every freaking day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Impromptu live streams here with Moose and Xavier. I'm committed. I thank you. It's a thank you. We appreciate that, and it helps me gauge where we're at as a channel. As little as 99 cents a month, but thanks so much, Jared. We appreciate it. But going back to what you're saying, Xavier, an interesting thing worth noting, and I've not looked enough into offensive yardage, like just total yardage, rushing yardage, all that stuff. But Josh Heupel's quarterbacks every single year have progressed from year 1 to year 2. Their stats, their numbers, their touchdowns to interception, QB rating, everything has always gone up. So that kind of gives me hope, because I'm the same way. It's like, okay, these SEC coaches now have seen this Josh Heupel offense. Does it still work in year 2? Is it still successful in year 2? So I think that's a great question too. Let's jump back into it. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Hendon had the best touchdown to interception ratio in the country last year. Could he
throw a few more picks and still be a better, more effective player? Maybe could he take?
If look at that smirk. I don't know if you guys could hear the question because the media is so quiet. Look at his face right now. I think it was Jimmy Himes. I think that was Jimmy Himes that just said.
What a stupid question.
I know. But
yeah, that was
like,
dumb.
I've heard it before, though. I've heard people throw it out there before. If you couldn't hear it in the chat, what Jimmy Himes just said was last year Hendon Hooker had the best touchdown to interception ratio in the country. Could he throw more interceptions and be a little bit more successful? That face says it all, but we'll hear what Josh Heupel said, then we'll kind of get into it and talk about this question.
Take more risks, or is it only judged by the biggest mistakes?
Do not turn the ball over more than we did last year. Let's take care of the football and everything that we're doing. Ball matters. For Hendon, and I've said this to him, and I think you guys know that too, like this year's not about stats, touchdowns, interceptions matter. It's yards. It's about wins, right? And so managing all those expectations.
Easy now, Internet.
Just focusing on doing your job at the highest level is the most important thing for him. We got to take care of the football. Those things happen for a lot of reasons, the turnover things, right? We can take care of the football in the pocket. Pass protection is a part of that. Wide receivers winning on time. Wide receivers being where they're supposed to is a part of the interception game, and coming down with the ball when it's in their hands. So there's a lot of things that factor into that. We want him to be decisive. We want him to take care of the football when it's not. And the opportunity presents itself, use his feet to continue to move the ball for us.
All right, I want to break that down and talk about it. But first, let me hit these members real quick. Where'd it go? Hold on, I got to hit these members, then we'll get into it. I got my chat's all jacked up. Okay, here it is. Ball Guy 78. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate it. You guys keep dropping those custom Talkin' Vols emojis. Philip Weldy becomes a member of the channel at the elite level. That's a dude that says, I love what you guys do. Here's $10 a month, and if all 13,000 of you guys do that, we're going to be living the dream, and we're going to be doing live streams every freaking night. We're going to be live at night, in the morning, every single second. We're going to be live because $10, if you are elite, if you know, you know. Philip, what you got to do now, you're elite. You got to go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols and pick up a Talkin' Vols elite shirt. So when people see it, they go, what does that mean? It says, look at Xavier. Xavier knows what's up. Xavier's repping that Talkin' Vols merch. You guys know what to do. The links are in the description for the merch as well. But, Philip, I just want to give you a special shout-out. $10 a month is greatly, greatly appreciated. Mark Williams becomes a member of the channel. I feel like so many people don't know what it is. Brad in the chat's like, if you know, you know. I know, Brad, but I feel like people don't know. They don't know. And I know some people get tired of me shilling, but there are so many people that don't understand what a membership is. I have to just preach it over and over and over, and then it blows up and goes nuts just like tonight. All these new members coming in. We greatly appreciate it. Moose, let's talk about this question, though, from Jimmy Himes, because to play devil's advocate, I think what he's saying is, should Hendon Hooker take a few more risks, take a few more chances, throw that deep ball when he's not certain? But when you look back, really, he threw a lot of 50-50 balls to Cedric Tillman, and Cedric Tillman went up and got him.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, this offense works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't see any reason. Now, if this was 2 years ago, when you're talking about how we're running up the middle for 2 straight plays and we're 3rd and 10 and try some draw play, to make it 4th and 8, like we had with, DeBoard as our coordinator, and we had, with Pruitt and Chaney, just this vanilla milquetoast offense, then I might say, yeah, we need to take more risks and throw it downfield. I mean, do you remember how many times we took it to Marquez Callaway downfield and he caught it for a touchdown? Yeah. And then they would do it one time that game and then they wouldn't do it the rest of the game. So in that situation, I might say, look, you need to take more risks. But this Josh Heupel offense works. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are there things we can tune up? Yeah, for sure. But I don't think taking risks in the pass game is what needs to happen. I think you're looking at, better pass protection on Hendon Hooker. That's probably the biggest thing that you can do with this offense. Outside of that, I don't really see any other glaring weakness, really. I mean, other than just kind of fine-tuning some things up,
And to add on to what Moose said too, like I said, when Josh Heupel was talking about, protecting the football, because I mean, it happens, you know what I'm saying? You get a strip fumble, you know what I'm saying? But because I can't remember if it was the Florida game or I think it was one of the games last season to where, like I said, like it was a strip fumble. You know what I'm saying? Hendon Hooker fumbled the ball. But I mean, but he reacted quickly though, and he jumped on top of it to save it. But so yeah, and I think that Hendon Hooker, like, that kind of replays back in his head maybe, and then also Josh Heupel was like, look, you like, I understand that you like to run, you know what I'm saying, like, you got wheels on you, but you have to be smart with the football as well. So, and I like his run game. I mean, I like it a lot because he reminds me a lot of like I said, of Dobbs. He reminds me a lot about Dobbs.
Yeah. And let me say this too. That's very personnel dependent. Like, if it's true that Squirrel White is just burning people, I mean, yeah, throw it deep to Squirrel White. I mean, Cedric Tillman, that he can go up and get a 50-50 ball. But, like, I don't know if I would trust the same thing with, like, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know. I don't want to put names out there, but, like, maybe there are other guys that you don't want to take as many risks with, but that are fine if they just run their normal routes and, get in their normal – I don't know. I think it's a stupid question. And, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You brought up you said a buzzword, though, that kind of made me think of a point, is personnel. And I loved yesterday. I think Heupel's kind of touched on it, and Alex Golish, too. They talk about, people ask these specific questions. Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And they always come back to, it's based on our personnel. It's based on that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the best players that give us the best chance to win. Whereas I felt like with Pruitt, like going back to him and his downfall, I felt like he wanted to be Alabama. We're going to play power football, and we're going to run it down your throat. And it's like you didn't have the personnel to do that, and that's why you failed. Whereas Josh Heupel is going to say, they'll ask him, do you want this out of a quarterback or that out of a quarterback? And he's like, I'm just going to utilize the quarterback the way he is going to have the best success. And that's what I love about this coaching staff. They realize what they've got, and they're going to put them in the best chance to succeed.
Right. Sorry to cut you off, Moose. Yeah, every team has their own play style, and I mean, it kind of is like a basketball reference a little bit right here. But I mean, if you look at the NBA, look at Golden State, you can't outbeat Golden State by just trying to have a shooting contest with them. You just can't do it. So, like, now I feel like, what I'm saying, with college football is that, Alabama has their play style. Ole Miss has their play style, and that's why I like it with Josh Heupel, is that now that we have an identity of who we are, and it's very exciting, explosive offense, and then I just like where we're at right now.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, I think, I mean, you can't force a square peg into a round hole, by trying to force some guy on your offense to be something that he's not. And I think Heupel's already done this well. You look at the tight ends. Josh Heupel is not inclined. Like, if we didn't have any tight ends, we would be fine. He would add another slot receiver. We would run the spread offense, pass it, run it, whatever. But they carved out a place for the tight ends because we have some good tight ends. We got two really good tight ends, and they found a place for them on the football field. And so, it's smart. You look at the guys around you, and it's encouraging to the players in the locker room, because you go to them and say, hey, I see you have this skill, and this skill. I want to use that. So let's draw up some plays where we're going to get you free, and it just makes, I think, recruiting better. You look at a guy like Cam Seldon, who can do it all on the field. You could craft your offense to maybe, get him involved in a certain way once he gets on campus. I just think it's better for everybody. It's just more exciting for the players. They're not feeling like, oh, coach is putting me here and forcing me to do this, and I didn't come to college to do this. And it's just, it seems, we're going to take what we got and we're going to roll with it.
Let me welcome James Moody. He becomes a member of the channel. Actually, he was already a member of the channel, but he upgraded to that elite status. He's like, you know what? I've got the biggest super chat of all time. I might as well go ahead and rep the elite. Thank you, James. Appreciate that upgrade. Appreciate the support, buddy. Diehard listener, we appreciate the support that you show us. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel today, talking about the first practice fall camp 2022. Let's hear some more.
Coach, I know you're not going to make any dramatic statements after day one, but just the eye test. Do you feel it's safe to say that you're faster, you're more athletic than all the transfers, freshmen coming in? It looks that way at the skill spots.
Yeah, I think we're deeper, with some of those transfers and the young guys inside of our program. The people that we've brought into the program, I think we've added athleticism, speed, the ability to move and be in functional football positions. What our strength staff and nutrition staff has done. Coach Schmidt, his strength and conditioning staff, Ethan Bauer, his nutrition staff. We've dramatically changed the bodies from when we first got here, certainly, but even as we finished last season. Last night, in our team meeting here before we get out on the grass today, the opportunity to just, showcase some of the dramatic improvements that our guys have made was a lot of fun. And certainly the skill spots, that's absolutely true. The jumps that, Trey Flowers has made, or Cedric Tillman, even in their body and how they can functionally play. Then you look at the line of scrimmage, too. You look at Elijah Simmons and what he looks like. So really proud of what the guys did since January 24th when they got back.
Let me welcome another new member to the channel. A lot of you guys flooding in with memberships. We appreciate it. VFL Willie becomes a member of the channel. He's a member of the Talkin' VAWLS faithful. We appreciate that. Willie, guys, keep flooding the chat with those emojis. Just do it. That makes me happy. I love nothing more than seeing the emojis. What do you guys think about the eye test? Moose, what do you think about the eye test? It's fall camp. You show up after summer workouts. Everybody's like, this dude's jacked. This dude's diesel. Jalen Hyatt's gained weight. Cooper Mays has gained weight. But what excites me is hearing that Cedric Tillman has transformed his body after the year he had last year. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, how much better can this guy get? I mean, I guess the sky's the limit for Cedric Tillman, but I'm really encouraged with Trayvon Flowers too. Is he going to take a Theo Jackson level step this year? And I'll give you another name that I really love to hear, Elijah Simmons. Are we going to finally see Elijah Simmons be the beast that we know he can be? Yeah.
Let me hit this $5 super chat from Randy Vandy. Thank you for the $5 tip. He says, I'm going to rock the Kentucky's Daddy shirt up here in the Bluegrass and piss off a bunch of folks. You can go get your Kentucky's Daddy shirt at bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. We appreciate that, Randy Bandy. Thank you for the super chat. Let's hear a little bit more from Coach Heupel.
Patrick and Vince. Coach, you touched on Cameron Miller, his ability to maybe help you guys in different places. He was in safety today. We went into that position switch from receiver and where you maybe did short term and out term.
From the time that we recruited him, viewed him as a football player. That's how he views himself too. He doesn't really care what he's playing, and as we got through spring ball, it just felt like his skill set, opportunity to compete, make an impact was probably on the other side of the football here the earliest, and his attitude and want to are unquestioned by anybody, his players in the locker room, our staff, and excited to see him grow here during the course of training camp. It's his first time playing that position. A lot of things are happening. It's different, but he's been really diligent in the building. Spent a bunch of extra time this summer learning what we're doing schematically.
Anybody that, oh no, I just screwed up and rewound it. I now got to fix it.
And what he looks like, and
I'm a huge failure
on the other side of the football here position. A lot of things. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. Gosh, I'm a horrible human being. Xavier, what do you think about that? I don't know how much you really follow recruiting. They're talking about Cameron Miller, who was recruited as a 4-star wide receiver, and then throughout the summer they said they're going to move him over to the safety position. But how much do you value a guy that says, hey, I'm a team player. You put me where you want me, and I will learn that position, and I'll go out and play?
I like it. It just shows initiative. You're going to take initiative, and you're going to step up to the plate. And, you're going to work hard at it. Now, whether or not, if it's going to work out or not, that just depends on how much work you're going to put into it. But, I like the initiative. I like the encouragement and stuff. So, yeah, hey, if he wants to play in that position, hey, I say go for it.
And let me just say this too, Boogie. Speaking of switching positions, I know you mentioned there was some talk of Jimmy Holiday switching to running back. Is there any talk to anybody else switching to running back? Is Jimmy Holiday actually doing that? Because, some of these guys, a lot of them, they get recruited as a certain position and they change. So, they do have multiple abilities. I'm just kind of curious.
especially with a guy like that because he was a dual threat quarterback. I think he could have made that transition to running back, but I think with the way everything's going with Dixon, and again, I can't figure it out because everybody on VolQuest is saying that Austin Price said that Dixon was coming. He was on campus yesterday for a visit. He was at practice today, and everybody on the VolQuest message board is saying that AP said that he was committed and that he would be at practice on Wednesday. I can't find it. I cannot find the post where Austin Price said that, but if so many people are saying it, I would value that. And if Dixon's going to be coming into that running back room, I don't think anybody's going to change positions. And right. It doesn't matter at this point because Lyn-J Whitehead's out for the year. I've always thought they should have moved him to linebacker. I really have felt that, but I think that this coaching staff wanted a physical guy, and they felt like Lyn-J Whitehead could be that physical guy that could run the football on 3rd and short. But I just felt like I don't know. I think he would have been way better off, especially last year when you had all that lack of depth and linebacker position. You got a long snapper playing linebacker in spring practice. I was shocked they never moved him. But I don't think any of that stuff's going to happen now with Dixon. It sounds like he's coming in. So I think.
Well, in that Missouri game though, I mean he had some speed on him though. I was shocked when I seen him. When we played against Missouri, like I was just like, God, I was like, this kid's quick. You know what I'm saying? He's got good size on him and everything. But with that size and everything, yeah, I feel like he should have been a linebacker. He should have been on defense.
Or just the fact that he couldn't stay healthy was huge too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope D. Beckwith transfer and doesn't come back to haunt us when we play Kentucky. Like, what if he runs for 100 yards on us?
Dude, there's something about that dude that reminds me of Harrison Bailey. Where I feel like we made him bigger than he was. You know what I mean?
Maybe
because
so.
you saw him coming in, the size, the power, the strength. This coaching staff never gave him a chance. Why?
Yeah.
Why did they not give him a chance? The same reason they really didn't give Harrison Bailey a chance, because maybe they're not as good as we think. And we as fans tend to do that. Like, I'm as guilty as anybody. So I don't know. But Moose, if he comes in and dominates Tennessee, it would just be par for the course. Absolute par for the course.
Yeah, I mean, Stoops was singing his praises the other day. So I saw an article about that, talking about how good he was.
Yeah.
And that, the whole situation with Chris Rodriguez up there too, Beckwith might see the field.
Yeah. I mean, it might turn out to be another shootout game. I mean, I really do see that. Them coming to Neyland this season, it could be a shootout game again. And that's how I also feel about with South Carolina as well. With Spencer Rattler and those guys, I really feel like, I mean, I'm a little – me and Boogie always talk about it, like we're kind of on the same page, but like I'm just a little skeptical with them because, like I said, Spencer Rattler, we say this and we say that about him, but South Carolina got a squad, man, and it could turn into like that Kentucky game this past season. It could be a shootout.
Both of those games terrify me. Moose, you've not been on with us. You've not been on with us since last season. Do those games scare you? Does Kentucky and South Carolina scare you, or do you just feel like that? We're Kentucky's daddy, and it's no big deal because me and Xavier are terrified of both of those games.
Yeah, I mean, we are certainly Kentucky's daddy. There's no question about that. I mean, they even know it. Look at how they copied the checkerboard on the uniforms. They went in the black jerseys like the week after we did it. So that's a known fact. That there's no disputing that. But there's also no disputing that they're a good football team. So I don't know if I'd say I'm scared of those games. I think there's certainly toss-ups. I don't think they're for sure wins. I like our chances. I think we'll be in both of those football games, no question. And I think it's also possible that we blow both of them out, just depending on how good, how much of a leap we take in year two. But I think it's also possible that it'll be a slugfest, and I think that's probably more likely. There's just a lot of unknowns. I mean, what do we get out of Spencer Rattler? LSU, what's going to happen there with new coach, new system, all that? I think Pitt is a little bit of an unknown. They lost Pickett, but they picked up whatever his name is, the transfer. So there's kind of a lot of unknowns. Florida, how good is Florida going to be?
Florida is a must-win. Florida is a must-win.
Absolutely.
It's a must-win
for the program, like for the culture of our program.
I think Tennessee will be favored against Florida. I think they'll be favored against South Carolina and Kentucky. But, Moose, you said the words. It's a toss-up. Tennessee can lose all three of those. They can lose all three of those games. They can lose that Pitt game. And I am picking them to lose LSU, Georgia, and Alabama. So you're talking about 5 to 6 losses if things don't go your way. That Kentucky and South Carolina game, though, those are the ones that scare. Like, as crazy as it sounds, battered VAWLS syndrome should make me say that there's no way Tennessee beats Florida. I think Tennessee has more talent than Florida this year. I really do. I really do. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Let's jump back into this press conference about practice number 1. We got 250 people watching live. Guys, hit the thumbs up. Take 2 seconds. Please hit share. Like, if you don't want to hit thumbs up, if you're like, screw Boogie, he's so annoying. I tune in to listen every day, and he gets on my nerves, but I'm here for some reason. I'm not going to hit the thumbs up. At least hit share and say, I hate this guy. You should check him out. You'll hate him too. Please hit share. Let somebody know we're live. We would appreciate it. All right, here we go.
Health staff shared any sort of stats or feedback as to how much that's helping the student athlete with the helmet concept?
Yeah, you talk about concussions, repetitive hits. I think player safety is at the forefront now of what the NCAA.
They're talking about the shells on the helmets. This is a waste of a question.
We've been doing it here for a long time. We've been fortunate. At the end of a training camp or end of the season, we always go back with our medical and strength and conditioning staff and look at the injuries. Concussions are a major part of what we look at. How do we prevent? How do we put them in a position to stay healthy in the immediate but long term too? And our medical staff does a fantastic job. I wish I was smart enough to recall every stat on that. I can't.
I want to give a shout out to Randy for just picking up a Kentucky's Daddy shirt. Thank you for the support. Just got the email. Appreciate that.
Caps.
Being an Eric.
Josh, just how much has Jalen Hyatt improved from final day of last season to today?
Oh, I'm listening to this one.
Yeah, even in the middle part of last year, his focus and attention to detail, he understood that it needed to change, and he started making those changes. Dramatically different from the time that we got back in January. We talked earlier about guys that have changed their body. Like, he's added a ton of size and strength, maturity to his frame. I think that's gained a lot of confidence for him in how he plays with a physical presence, and that can be in one-on-one matchups. It can be blocking on the perimeter. It can be the way he presents himself and finishes plays when he has the ball in his hands too. All of those factors, give him the ability to have a big year for us this year.
Josh, would there be a situation this season when, to help with pass protection, maybe you put Warren or Fan back in the backfield on third downs, or maybe kind of utilize them in that role backwards?
You guys want to talk about Jalen Hyatt? He again praising him, and that's the story that we've heard. That's why I'm excited about it, because I really don't think that this coaching staff sugarcoats anything. And for them to say, we've heard the same thing from Hendon Hooker talking about Jalen Hyatt and, the VAWLS Jones mentorship of, hey, I'm not taking this serious enough. What do I need to do? And VAWLS kind of took him under his wing. But then you've heard Alex Golish. You've heard Josh Heupel talk about Jalen Hyatt kind of got it midway through last year. He's put in the work, and then during the offseason moves, he gained that weight that he needed to gain. And I think he's a dude that's putting in the work. I'm excited about Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, for sure. And the words that I heard there were drastically different when he said, in the offseason. So hopefully we'll see. I think the sky's the limit for Jalen Hyatt too. Who knows? Maybe if he has a breakout year, his brother will start getting a little more interested in coming to Tennessee too.
Xavier, anything you want to add to that? All right, let's go. We'll play some more. They were. What was it? I missed the question.
Something about was it tight ends in the backfield? Is that what I heard?
It's so I think it might have been. It was about pass protection in the backfield, but you can't hear the media. It's so freaking quiet. I think Wayne in the chat said earlier, can they not give the media a freaking microphone? Like,
right?
Good gosh! All right, here we go.
Not right now. The running backs that we have on campus, guys that have been spending time. Want to develop them here through training camp, give them the opportunity to showcase that they're going to play at a really high level and earn trust from our coaching staff and from the players around them in pass pro and when the ball's in their hands too. Today, day one, without watching the film, I thought the two young running backs, Justin and Dylan, had a really good day. There's some things that they did that popped out to me as a coach, and some of that was with the ball in their hands, some of it was without it.
Tim in the back.
Pause it real quick, big.
All right.
I like that. Like I said, he said that there were some things that Justin Williams did that even taught Coach Heupel, and I just love that. To see how these kids, grow and develop in their game and stuff, and that also helps the coaches to be like, well, hey, I see what you did there. So whenever we come into like a real life game situation, I know exactly what to do. Like, I love that. And that also, that kind of gives me good news too about Justin Williams, stepping up and stuff, because like what he said too, like we're real short in the running back room, and we got to see these guys step up.
Justin Williams Thomas, SEC Freshman of the Year. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, sign me up for that. Sign me
Let's
up
do
for
it,
that.
Man. Oh, yeah.
I would love nothing more. And look, he's going to get the opportunity. The fact that he was an early enrollee, he's going to get the opportunity before Dylan Sampson does.
Mm-hmm.
He's
going to play this fall. I don't think there's any question about that.
Oh, I don't think.
Much.
Yeah, I don't think you have a choice at this point, unless Dixon comes in and really shines. And again, I can't find confirmation of that, whether it's true or not. But
how
that's
late
a question.
Is too late for? Oh, go ahead, Xavier.
Oh, well, that's the question I could ask Heupel too. Is just like, so is Dixon fully like a committed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he is coming to practice, but like, is he officially on the team? I mean, I don't know if Josh Heupel can confirm that or not. So,
well, today was a visit. Today was a visit. What people are posting on the board is that he'll be at practice. Look, here's what I saw before I made the video this morning. AP said he was at practice Sunday, and if the visit went well, then he would be at practice later in the week as a part of this football program. When I posted the video this morning, that's the latest thing I'd heard. And then as the day kind of progressed, it was that he was committed and he was going to be at practice to participate on Wednesday. So, but
I guess I have to just wait and see.
When is the last day that he could like come to Tennessee? I mean, could he literally sign with the team the day before the first game? I mean,
I think so, because I think as long as you were in the portal before that deadline, you're fine. Well, and he's also a graduate transfer, so that deadline really doesn't even matter. So I guess he would have to be. I guess technically he would have to be enrolled when classes start or shortly thereafter. Like, you couldn't show up on September the 1st because you would have missed
class.
You would have missed class at that point. So.
Yeah, class really matters to the NCAA.
Yeah. They're so concerned with you making the grades and being there.
Right.
Yeah. Alpha Man 06 becomes a member of the channel. Thank you for that support, my man. We appreciate it. Drop those custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. We appreciate that. I'm on that membership drive. I'm going to keep plugging it. I'm going to keep saying it. People are going to get pissed and say, "Can you stop talking about memberships, please?" Please, please, if you like what we do and you can spare 99 cents a month, hit that join button, become a member of the channel. It's going to be life-changing for one of us. Wesley Abrams, thank you for the $5 super chat, says, "Go VAWLS." I appreciate that, Wesley. That's just a tip in the tip jar. Didn't really have a whole lot to say. Just a big "Go VAWLS" and a $5 tip in the tip jar. We appreciate it. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel here. We got about 6-7 more minutes left.
He's not slow, that's for sure. Squirrel's competitive, really smart, mature in the way that he handles himself in the building, in the meeting room, physically taking care of his body, his ability for the game not to be moving too fast, really almost from day one in the way that he's handled what we do offensively. He needs to have a great camp for us and believe that he will. He's truly fearless. He's not the biggest guy, but he is fearless. He's going to stick his face in any physical situation that he needs to. Brew, big, strong, long out on the perimeter. He's learned how to play in our offensive system and how to play from the whistle of the previous snap to the snap of the next one. For him, I think he's gained a much better understanding of that throughout the course of the summer. The first couple of weeks of June, so dramatically different than by the time we got to July with him. He's a guy that's played college football, right, and competed at a high level. That maturity is something that is an advantage for him in coming here and transitioning to our football program.
A lot of positives in that I want to get to. Randy Bandy, he just joined the channel like 15 minutes ago. And he's like, all right, enough talk. I'm upgrading to elite status. So thank you, Randy Bandy, for upgrading to elite. We appreciate that, my man. We talked about Squirrel White a little bit earlier, but how excited do you get? We know he has the speed, right? We know he has the speed, Moose, but now Josh Heupel's saying, number one, he's mentally there. He puts in the work. He watches the film, and he's a tough kid. He will stick his face in the dirt and go to work. Everything you want, everything you like. Forget you can't teach speed, but you can't teach grit either.
Sounds like he's a volunteer to me.
He's got both.
For me.
That's what I hear. Yep. And Coach just said he was fearless. That was the word that he used. I mean, that's just not a word I would typically think comes to mind for a wide receiver. So that's great news. I think we might see him on the kick returns.
Yeah. Yeah, well, why not? Why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah. So, I mean, when I'm playing NCAA, I'm putting the guys back there with 99 speed. Go make something happen.
Right.
Xavier, what are your thoughts on Squirrel White? Speed, work ethic?
I'm excited to see him. I say I want to see him play. Like I said, and I think he's going to be a big key in this offense as well. So I can't wait. And just everything that Josh Heupel described about Squirrel White is, like I said, it just reminds me of Juwan Jennings. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we all know we all love Juwan Jennings. It's just he was just a dog, and he just, like I said, he stuck his face in the dirt and just went and just got after it, And I just love that clip. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to say is that when Dobbs heaved it back, the Hail Mary, pass to Juwan Jennings in the end zone when we beat Georgia, I love that. I really, really love that.
Excuse me for a second. I'm going to step away and come right.
All right, you're good. Brennan Crandall says, trying to drop you a Super Bowl, you can't get it to work. I don't know why. You just got to hit that $sign at the bottom. I don't know what the issue would be. I appreciate the attempt. G. Smith says, either Squirrel White or Hyatt on a punt return. Why is Dakota hating on Moose? Like, what's that all about? Love me some Moose. I feel like this is a great stream. Me, Xavier, Moose. Living the dream. Let's hear a little bit more from Josh Heupel. Got a few minutes left in this thing. Then we're gonna wrap it up.
Brent and Austin.
Coach, I know you haven't seen the film, but you've been through a lot of opening days in your career as players. What does a good day do in the club? When you go watch the film in a bit, what do you need?
Brent Hubbs asking him what a good day of first practice
some of the
looks like.
You see out on the practice field, efficiency, the ability to take coaching, the ability for players to coach each other. Some of the intangible things that we spent so much time on, and those things showed up, and they showed up today in a really big way. The small things add up to the big things that everybody sees. So I like a lot of what we saw that, some of that I won't even be able to see on the film as we go back. You go back and watch the film, the X's and O's, the fundamentals and technique. You're going to see, hopefully, a growth from where we finished in spring ball to where they are now and understanding how to play, and that's different at every position. You want to see functional movement improve, and I thought we saw that, year two for us as a program. Our players know the standards and expectations. You can hear them talking about it, coaching each other up. I thought just the overall practice flow, the efficiency of everything that we're doing, from staff to medical staff, all of that was good to see.
Coach, I'm sure you've seen Wesley Walker and Andre Turntime in summer weight room stuff, but to get out there on the field today, what did you see, and then maybe mentally, what did you pick up on that you like about?
Asking about Turntine and Wesley Walker.
Very coachable. They have a high care factor. They have a good football IQ and understanding. Wesley, the amount of time that he's been in college football, he's able to take a scheme that he's ran before and transition it into the verbiage that we have. And in that way, I think not seamless, but it's been a fluid transition for him. Made a big play out there today. Want to see those guys compete in every area. That's special teams. It's on the defensive side of the football. There's a lot of opportunity to earn reps on the defensive side of the football. You heard me, you heard Coach Banks yesterday talk about us having to play more guys to have competition. We need more guys to show that they're going to play at a championship level. But those two guys, bring some of the football movement that we wanted, and they have a high care factor.
Trade and Vince.
Good comments there, but I got to hit this big-time super chat. Brennan Crandall figured it out. He figured out how to drop a super chat, and he didn't just drop a little super chat. He said, I'm going to be the best of the best. I'm going to be the top dog It's August 1st. I'm going to set the standard. That ain't cheap. $49.99. That's a $50 super chat. You know what we do for $50 super chats? We play the clip. We play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Brennan Crandall paying $50 to promote our merchandise. Paying $50. He didn't even ask a question. He's paying $50 to promote our merchandise. Brennan, we appreciate it. Very generous. We appreciate that high dollar super chat. Says, I won some merch a while back in a giveaway. I love it. Great fit. Super comfortable. Can we get a Talkin' VAWLS emoji for subscribers? Well, I don't know what that means. Like, does Brennan want a picture of his face? Is that what he wants?
I think it's what it sounds like to me. I guess like a Talkin' VAWLS emoji, like I guess on the T-shirt. I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure.
And I could put the logo up. I could put the State Pride logo up. I could put the logos up. But if Brennan wants his own face on, what is that, like $3,000? It's like a $3,000 super chat, Xavier. Like what? How do we put Brennan's face down as an emoji? I don't know, but
I have no clue. But
that is very generous.
Money talks. Money talks.
Money talks. Yeah, everybody. Ted DiBiase just said it, Xavier. Everybody has a price, including me. Brennan, you've supported this channel for a long time. You've donated. Outside of this channel, you've sent money our way as thank you. Brennan, you're very generous. We appreciate it. That is a big-time super chat, so thank you for that. Maybe we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll, for the fans, by the fans. Maybe that needs to be a T-shirt. For the fans, by the fans, Talkin' VAWLS logo. Brennan just made me some more money. We'll get that rolling out here soon. G. Smith for $2. Thank you for the super chat. Says hashtag Go Big Orange. Thank you, G. Smith, for the super chat. We still got 230 some people watching live. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. If you haven't shared it, share it. Let somebody know we're live. Let's wrap this thing up. Got about 4 minutes left from Josh Heupel. Let's hear what he had to say.
Josh, when you look at the transfer portal and how everything's gone down over the last 6 to 12 months, and then you look at a player like Joe Bill, there could have been opportunities to try to find potentially another starting role somewhere else.
Yep.
Him to stick with the program, and he was talking about yesterday his relationship with him and Luke. I know you talked about that a good amount. But what does that say about somebody like Joe who's willing to stick in, try to fight for that starting job? And like he said yesterday, an ankle sprain away from being the guy.
Yeah, it's a great lesson for everybody in our program. We talked about that. You want to be ready when your opportunity comes and prepare that way to take advantage of it. I think it speaks to the unique relationship that exists in that quarterback room. I believe that it exists in all of our position rooms, but to be able to compete fiercely with somebody, but also be great friends off of the game, outside of the game, speaks to both of their maturity. It speaks to Joe. I think it speaks to the culture of what we have inside of the building as far as a full team inside of that locker room. It speaks to what we're doing offensively and him believing that he can grow in our system and put himself in the right position long term. And it speaks to his maturity as well, that he's willing to look at the video, have a true sense of here are the areas that I got to get better to maximize my talent and put myself in a position to be the best player that I possibly can, and being able to willing to go through that process. And you've seen, guys that stuck around a year ago with the transition of our football staff. You look at a Theo Jackson a year ago who hadn't played anything but special teams for 5 years, that stays the course, that invests, and then cashes in on that investment on the back end of his career. It's a great testimony to those types of individuals, and it's a great lesson for everybody inside of our program.
I know we talked about Joe Milton a little bit earlier. They're talking about Joe Milton and his maturity level. You know what we didn't talk about is Josh Heupel and knowing how to be a leader. And I'm not taking away from Joe Milton and his relationship with Hendon Hooker, but he's talking about Theo Jackson, a guy that played special teams for 5 years and then all of a sudden has a huge senior season, huge super senior season, goes to the NFL. VAWLS Jones goes to the NFL. Cedric Tillman, 8 catches in 3 years, could have gone to the NFL. That's because they're following a leader. They're following a dude that knows how to lead men. And I work for a boss. I hope she's watching and fires me tomorrow. She has no clue how to lead people. And you can yell at people and fuss at people and beat them down. And that's what I feel like Jeremy Pruitt did. A lot of these players said Jeremy Pruitt was more like a boot camp. When you just beat people down constantly, but you never build them back up, that's not a leader. You're a piece of trash. Josh Heupel is a leader, and that's why you're seeing that reflection in a guy like Joe Milton, in a guy like Theo Jackson, in a guy like VAWLS Jones. Josh Heupel is giving everybody else the credit when Josh Heupel deserves some freaking credit, Moose. He deserves some credit for being a leader.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember when Pruitt put remember in one of those press conferences, he said something like, we don't have the guys to play yet, or our guys aren't talented enough, or he said something kind of blunt.
We're going to go recruit them. They're not good enough. We're going to go recruit guys that are.
Right. And I remember at the time being excited about that. I was like, oh, he's talking tough, and he's maybe he'll put his players to task. But I think there are ways you can say that don't make you come across as like such a jerk. And I just think, I agree with you, Boogie.
Well, I just feel like where he came from, Bama, like he tried to be like Nick Saban, because I mean there are some videos that I've seen, of Nick Saban and what he does at his training camp, and I mean he runs it like it's a military boot camp, but what you expect? It's Nick Saban, it's Alabama, they got the dynasty going and stuff like that, so he is gonna probably talk to you, what I'm saying, like you're in boot camp and everything else. But I feel like that Jeremy Pruitt was trying to do that and it just didn't work, because it's like what I said earlier. Every team has their own chemistry. Like every team is different. You can't force other teams to be like the other team. It just doesn't work like that.
But
and I think Saban's guys, like, I think they know that he has their back though too. As tough as he is on them, I just if you're just a jerk, nobody's going to listen to you. But if you're hard on them, but also you show that you care, like I think somebody like Coach Garner, fits that description.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my wife talk all the time about if you want to compare it to corporate America, as I rip on my boss and people are laughing or criticizing me. It's always one or the other when I talk crap about my boss. But me and my wife talk about it. You can be one of two ways. You can be a jerk, but you better know your stuff. Or you can be a polite person and a people person and maybe not really know what you're doing, and you might have some success. You can't be both. You can't be an idiot and a jerk. That don't work, and that's what Jeremy Pruitt was.
Right.
Jeremy Pruitt knew how to coach defense, but he didn't know how to lead a football team. And, boys, I'm telling you, I think we backed into a good one with Josh Heupel. I think he knows how to lead, and I think he knows how to coach football. And I hope I'm not wrong, because it feels like we are finally getting this thing right. I feel like we are finally heading in the right direction. Let's wrap this thing up. We got a couple more minutes left on this Josh Heupel press conference, and we'll wrap this thing up. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Still over 200 people watching live. Hit that thumbs up, share it out, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out with me, Xavier, and Moose, my two wingmen, man. Two wingmen. Let's hear the last couple of minutes here from Josh Heupel.
Josh, two things I ask him one at a time. How do you size up the offensive tackle competition with those main four guys?
Yeah, great competition. Everybody that is competing there is long, they're athletic, and their best football is in front of them. They're in a race to get there as fast as they can. At the end of the day, believe that the depth of that position is going to be important. We're going to need all those guys. That showed up a year ago too, just as you go through the season.
And how different is Kelsey Pope now as opposed to when he started earlier going into the spring, and now that he's been able to kind of get that recruiting, he said that it was a little bit different for him at the time.
In the meeting room, on the field, I don't think anybody would say he's much different. Does he grow and get better every single day? Yeah, absolutely. But who he is, how he communicates, how he handles himself, that hasn't dramatically changed. That is a big reason why we hired him. He was without a doubt the right guy for the job. The recruiting side of it, didn't worry about that. Recruiting is about relationships and being able to show kids that you can help them achieve all their goals and dreams on the field and off the field. There's nobody better suited in college football than him to do that to a wide receiver position.
We'll finish with Wes.
Josh, how much growth and development have you seen from Jeremy Banks since you got here, and what's sort of the next step for him?
Yeah, we talk about accountability. It's one of the core beliefs in any relationship that we have and who we have to be, from coaches to everybody in the building, players included. He's grown a bunch in that. Along with that, I think just the trust of our staff, the process that we're taking them through, him understanding the why of what we're doing. Those are all big factors to creating buy-in with him. And as he continues to grow through this training camp, and he's played a lot of football, but there's still a ton of room of growth for him to maximize his talents and be in the right place at the right time to make the play when it presents himself. Excited to see his development and growth here even during the course of this training camp.
All right, that's it. That's going to wrap it up for the Josh Heupel press conference. As we get ready to wrap up this live stream, we're going to go around the table. I've already talked too much. I talk every single day on this channel. So, Xavier, give me something. What are you the most excited about as we move through this fall camp to keep an eye on? What are you watching that piques your interest the most, whether it be Brew McCoy, the wide receivers, linebackers, whatever it could be?
Really, I'm just excited for everything. A lot of good, positive. I honestly, like saying that press conference was really, really positive. I heard a lot of positive things from all the positions on the field. I mean, yeah, we have some areas that we need to work on, but a lot of positive things from what Josh Heupel said. So really, I'm just excited to see, really all of it, and just ready to, see those boys back on the field coming in, since September.
Moose, we'll throw it over to you. Final comments. What are you looking forward to this fall?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with Xavier. I think I'm looking forward to it all. But, I think the receivers are probably the most exciting position group right now. Brew McCoy, Jalen Hyatt, which of the Jimmies, is gonna come on. Some of the young guys, Squirrel White. I think there's a lot of excitement there. But I'm gonna also say I'm excited for the D line. I think there are some names there that we really need to take a step up. Omari Thomas, Elijah Simmons, as we talked earlier. Bumpus, is he in his 18th year of eligibility going to do something? And so, those are exciting to me too. Dejon Terry, what does he look like? So I think the D line's really exciting. And I also wanted to say, as my final comment, I wanted to change my my question that I would ask Coach Heupel. Opening question if I were there. I would be asking how many Jeremy Banks suplexes there were in this opening practice.
That's a fair question, but the reason you hate Jeremy Banks is for those 15-yard suplexes. The reason you love him is for those 15-yard
suplexes.
100%. 100%. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Appreciate all the support you guys give this channel. A lot of new members joining tonight. We appreciate that support. Also, you can go check out the merchandise. My email was blowing up. I want to thank a lot of people for picking up merchandise. I see Philip picked up some shirts. Randy picked up some shirts. A lot of people picking up merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/talkinVAWLS. If you join the channel at that elite level, go get this elite shirt. And when somebody says, what does that mean? You can tell them what it means, and you can refer them our way. We'd appreciate it. Also, you can see Xavier wearing the State Pride merchandise tonight. That's probably the top seller on the channel. But look, when you go, there's several different designs: hoodies, t-shirts, baseball sleeve t-shirts, all kinds of stuff you can pick up. Look, just you hit that arrow, all kinds of stuff comes up. You got different color schemes: beat Bama, beat Georgia, beat Florida, and then also Kentucky's daddy. Also, we got the retro VAWLS, the old school logo VAWLS, all the merch you could possibly want. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Go check it out. The links are in the description below. But if you don't want to spend money, quick, free, easy, just smash that thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. And I want to give a shout out real quick. I tried to do this, Xavier, the last time we were live. And I was muted. I was muted the entire time. I thanked every single member of the elite while I was muted. I'm going to do it again. These are the members of the elite. Thank you for your contribution. $10 a month put into our pocket so we can bring you more content. James Moody, Philip Weldy, Drew Truesdale, BG Gaming, Daniel L., Brad Burnett, Eric Ash Jones, Christopher Carter, Jody Wooten, Richard Smith, Travis Melvin, James Brooks, Dustin Price, Tracy Lethco, 16 Back, Jordan Culberson, Dakota, VFL, even though you insult me, Dakota, thank you for being a member of the elite. Robert Bellistrassi, Evil, Michael Wilder, Buck Buchanan, Jeff Puckett, Ronnie Cantrell, Tripfall, Dylan Henry, Jason Eagleson, Robert 45 Tennessee, Dylan Elam, Nathan Lehman, Ryan Bray, Larry Dalton, Elijah Allen, Elijah the Kid Allen, Smoky Mountain Serps, Jeremy GC, Short Fuse, Backwoods Vol for Life, the Sammy P, Joel Certain, Heisman Trophy winner. That's fake news. Wayne Certain won a Heisman Trophy, not Joel Certain. Joey Carroll, Cody Silvers, and John Hill. Thank you guys for all being members of the elite. What you contribute every single month blows my mind. You guys are awesome. I want to give a big shout out to Xavier and Moose, fan call-in show to co-host. You guys are awesome. You're here because I respect your opinions. You're well-spoken. You're great on air. I love hanging out with you guys. So, Moose, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Boogie. Thank you so much, Xavier. I had fun.
Xavier, my brother from another mother. Thank you for always being my wingman, buddy.
Always. It's always a pleasure. Like I said, happy to be here. Always.
That's going to do it. He's Xavier. He's Moose. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.